Hey, what's up out there in internet land tonight? We're so glad that you guys have tuned in to our show, TechMix.tv. We've got a great show planned tonight. We're streaming live right now from San Marcos, Texas, using the Coolabyte technology. And guys, we're stoked about the show tonight. We're so glad that y'all have tuned in. We're just a couple of guys here. We want to make technology accessible and understandable and usable for everybody. And I want you to say hello to my good friend Dominic.
What's up out there, Team Tech Mix? Thanks for tuning in tonight on Tuesday night. We know that it's late on a Tuesday, and we appreciate you guys being here. You're not going to regret it tonight. We got some great things that we're talking about, some stuff that you need to know in your life, and we're here for you.
Yeah, and before we get started, we want to do a little shout out to our sponsor. Panhandler Pizza. We are so excited. We love Panhandler. We go there every single week. You can tell, by the way. But we love Panhandler. And, guys, they got great pizza, great salad bar, and they're sponsoring our show. I want to encourage y'all to head out there and give them a check and tell them that TechMix.tv sent you, or specifically Randy or Dominic. What do you think about that, man?
Yeah, I really like that. Now, the reason we went to, or part of what our sponsor does for us, besides sponsoring the show, is they give us a gift certificate to give away each show. And what we like to do is, if you call in or text in or tweet or Facebook or email or any way you get a hold of us tonight and get involved with the show, we're going to put your name on the list. And at the end of the show, we draw names, and whoever's name is drawn gets the $20 gift certificate to Panhandler Pizza.
That's right.
And $20 can get you a whole lot of pizza at Panhandler and get you a salad bar, the soda bar, if you will, unlimited sodas. So you guys stay tuned for that, and make sure you call in, text in, tweet in. While we're on the subject, you guys can call in or text in at 512-843-2835, or you can tweet us at TechMixTV. Or you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/TechMixTV. So all kinds of ways to get a hold of us tonight.
Yeah, so our face page and our Twitter.
Yes.
Great way to get a hold of us. You talk about a soda bar. They have a soda bar there at Panhandler?
Yeah. So it's this new idea that restaurants are doing where they have like this, there's one stop, and there's like 6 to 8 different options of soda that you can get. I've never seen it before. It's revolutionary. What you can do is you just put your cup up to it, and it magically comes down into the cup. Man, it's amazing.
We are making the technology accessible
tonight.
And
I created this new thing. So when if you get a little bit of each one, just I was like, man, we should call this a suicide because it's crazy. So they're just making up stuff. Making it happen, at Panhandler.
So guys, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about tonight, and our mission is, like I said at the beginning, our mission is to make technology understandable so you can make your life better. And so as we talk about the news and we think about stuff that's going on, we've got a little product demo we're going to do tonight. As we talk about all that stuff, our whole mission is so you can take some of it, put it into practice, and make your life better or make your life easier for sure. Definitely, you'll be cooler if you put into practice what you learn on our show, right?
Yes. If you were more like Randy and myself, guaranteed coolerness is what we try to do.
So what's going on out there in the tech world tonight, Dominic?
We got a lot of things going on, man. It's a great time to be in the middle of some technology. Our first story we want to talk about is Google Docs, right? Randy and I, we cannot get enough of Google Docs, and anything Google has been doing lately has just really been impressing us and making things happen. And so the first thing we want to talk about is something that Google Docs has done. They, we talked about a few shows ago how Google Docs was kind of their online productivity, and then we talked about a few different ones where you can do Docs online and Excel spreadsheets online, and a lot of those things going on. Well, what Google has done is they've, instead of trying to become competition for Microsoft Office, we talked about how Microsoft Office and with Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, that they were kind of where it was at, and they had all the functionality that a power user would need, or certain things that you just that aren't available on an online productivity site. And what Google has done, it said, okay, fine, we don't want to. It's the whole if you can't beat them, join them kind of thing, right? Where Google has really just made a way for you to get integrated with Microsoft Office. And really, I think this is a great move on Google's part. Well, I think that anytime there's integration with two big things that people are using, I think it's great. But it's good it's just another way for Google to really just get in front of more people. It's just, and they make it so easy to do that.
And it's basically a tool that you can download. You download it and it allows you to sync what you're doing in Office with your Google Docs. And there might be some issues where you lose some functionality, but the whole idea with Google Docs, they're trying to make it where 80% of the functionality that you have with Microsoft Word, you'll have with Google Docs. So in most cases, you're going to be fine, unless you have like some crazy macro, where you hit like F5 and it writes your whole resume or something like that for you. I don't hear many people doing that much anymore. So that's pretty sweet, though. Syncing with Microsoft Office, syncing with Google Docs, that is some pretty sweet stuff. Another thing we've been talking about the past few weeks, we've been talking about near field technology, and we mentioned several. I guess about 8 weeks ago that's probably what the new iPhone will have. It's a big up and coming technology. Well, have you heard this week? Bank of America has announced a trial where it's only for Blackberries, because Blackberries already have the near field technology. They've announced a trial where you can use your BlackBerry and the near field technology to pay. So instead of swiping your card, very similar to the Starbucks mobile card, instead of swiping your card, you can just use your little your BlackBerry. I don't know if you hit it up against the thing or no, just kidding. But you use that with the near field technology. That way they know that it's you. So that's pretty sweet. What do you think about that, man?
Well, it's interesting, and I really like this story because this weekend, I was kind of watching TV, and I was looking for tech stories and stuff, and there's actually there's a new way people are pickpocketing now.
Wow!
And this isn't a scare tactic going to make people fearful. It's technology at work on both sides of the law,
for good and evil,
if you will. So like you said, it's something that you have on your phone. And there's some credit cards you guys see at the gas station sometimes where you don't have to swipe anything. You just kind of hold it up against a little sensor, it grabs your card information, boom, you're good to go. Well, people have developed this little mobile pickpocketing thing, and obviously you can't know who has the type of credit card that does that, but it fits in this little pouch. It's about the size of an iPad, and you can just walk around, stand next to someone's purse. You walk away later and you have all their credit card information.
That's disturbing.
That's if they have one of these things. So you just have to be very, very careful with what you do with your financial stuff and how much of it is out there. And we talk about it all the time. Technology isn't bad. It's good. Change is good. All these advances are good. But it's just a matter of being careful with what you're doing and knowing the technology that you're getting into and how to use it.
Right. So we've got a lot of rumors in the news this week, man. We've got the big Apple announcement tomorrow. We've got one of the rumors I heard floating around this week is that Amazon, remember last week we talked about Amazon.com and what they've started doing with the streaming of the music. Well, now there's a rumor out there that Android is going to start open up an Android market. Have you heard that? Where basically instead of having to go to the Google market for your Android phone, now they're going to have an Amazon market. What do you think about that, man? I think there's some pluses and some minuses to that. Tell me what's your opinion on that?
I think there's pluses. I mean, I think that anytime you can get focused, not that the Google market isn't focused, but anytime you can get this kind of focus, and you got a big company like Amazon coming in here and they're going to offer more things. Amazon's another one of those companies that I really like the moves that they make, and we talked about them a few weeks ago how they just got their Prime account. They offered up streaming a movie. They're just making good moves.
Right.
This is another way to get Amazon in front of more and more people with devices like their Android, and I think it's a good move. What are some minuses that you think might come out of this?
Last week we mentioned back in the day with Windows Mobile and like the Handspring store and the yada yada store and and Palm also, the different stores and stuff. That could get kind of confusing for some people. Personally, I like it. I like the fact because, like, even right now, with say music, iTunes is this huge proportion of the music. Amazon offers an alternative. Amazon has their own music store, and I've found that sometimes like maybe I want to buy an album and it's cheaper if I go to Amazon than if I buy it on iTunes. I love that competition. You know, I love the fact that that brings down the price. And I could see that happening with the Android apps also, you know, that it helps to bring down the price. Also, we had a question come in. This person said that when they mention jailbreaking, and people say it is legal now. Have you heard that? Like people saying, hey, it's legal now to jailbreak. They had a question. What do they mean? And isn't it always your device? And was it ever illegal to jailbreak? Wow, that's a great question.
Talk about opening up a can of worms here in the tech world. That was the huge debate around this, and that's really the core of this Sony PlayStation 3 versus GeoHot case that we're talking about. Is the device you own really yours?
Do you own it?
Can you do whatever you want with it? And what they decided with the iPhone is the answer is yes. And what's going on with the PS3 is the answer is no.
So far.
So, and really this got kind of a bad rap from the beginning because at some point someone used the word jailbreak for the iPhone. And that really kind of alludes to the whole against the law thing. And,
breaking out of jail.
Right, exactly. So that's kind of the thing there. Yes, it's legal to jailbreak your phone. It wasn't necessarily before illegal, but it broke your contract with AT&T and Apple, and it voided all your warranties. So you could do it, but it basically meant that you were trying to promote piracy, and all those laws changed. So that's not the case anymore as far as with phones.
On Android, it's called rooting, and so that doesn't have such a negative connotation. Google supports it on a lot of their devices. The new Motorola tablet, they actually have a root/unroot button, just like the Google Nexus 1 did, you know, to make it fairly simple. At least I've heard rumors of that.
I've heard that as well.
So yeah, it wasn't really ever illegal. Like Dominic said, the word sounds kind of bad. But Steve Jobs contested it with the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, and they lost. They lost on that one, so yes, now it's okay. They didn't say that it was illegal now to jailbreak for other people for money, but they only said what's officially protected is if you're jailbreaking it and unlocking it for yourself. You know, but like this whole argument, like your software on your computer you don't own. Did you know that? Like, you only have a license to use it.
Oh, sure. Right.
And so you don't actually own the software.
In fact, they literally call it, you don't own the software, you own the license.
Exactly.
And the license can be taken away.
Exactly.
Right.
So I don't know where all this is going to fall out, man. This is crazy. They also wanted to know what's the best, most economical option for adding a computer to our family, specifically for internet use. Netbook, laptop, notebook, you know, and it's okay if it's small. I'd say netbook.
Totally.
I mean, because you can get a netbook. We had one that lasted like a champ for about a year and three months. Then somebody spilled a drink on it, and it went bye-bye. Went to netbook heaven. $179. So, man, had a 1.6 gigahertz processor, gigabyte of RAM, 160 gig hard drive, and that thing could play videos. Hulu worked on it. Netflix worked. I mean, for $179, you can't beat that, you know. So we would say netbook. Get a netbook would be a great thing to get. So we were talking about the Amazon having the App Store. We've also heard this week. This is kind of like rumor week for the news, right? We've also heard that Minecraft is going to be coming to the iPhone and the Android like this year, like before the year is over. Now, I know most of you people are probably like me. When I first heard of Minecraft, I'm like, what is that? You know, and you look at it.
Isn't that game you used to play on the computer where you try to not hit the bombs?
Oh, yeah, it was Minesweeper.
Minesweeper.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Minecraft is written to look like it's an old 80s video game, and the guy has made it where you can actually download the entire environment. You can set up your own servers. You could put one in your dorm and everybody could play it. You could write your own code to like tweak it and mod it and stuff. And he's got 1.4 million, as of right now, I'm looking at their page, 1.4 million subscribers, and it's still in beta stage. And he's got almost 5 million users, and it's in beta stage. I mean, this guy, he charges like $40, You know, you could do the math. 1.4 million times $40 is a lot of money. Minecraft is huge, and the fact that it's going to be coming to the iPhone and the Android, that's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm pretty stoked about that. So that's pretty good news, and that's actually official. That's actually not a rumor. That's actually official. So what's going on else out there?
Well, there's the big thing. Well, not a big thing. We're going to get to the big thing, the big Apple event.
There is a big thing.
There is a big thing, the Apple event that's coming up tomorrow. Before we mention that, there's something kind of it almost seems childish going on between Apple and Microsoft. I don't know if you heard about this, but
yes.
Microsoft is upset at Apple for copywriting the term App Store. Microsoft wants to have a place where you can get all your apps for your Windows Mobile 7 phone, and they want to call it an App Store. And Apple said, "I'm sorry, we have trademarked the term App Store," and they have, and
that's why we have an Android market because they had a
and Thunder taken away. No.
No. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, so, forget it. So Apple has said, "I'm sorry, we own the term App Store," and Microsoft has come back and said, "Well, no one can really own the term App Store. That's they're saying that's like trademarking the term grocery store. It's just a general thing." And I had the exact same thought that you did. It's like, no, it's not just a general thing because Android came out and had the marketplace, so you can just be creative and call it something else. You don't have to try to argue with. And I just think it's very childish in a way, in a legal way, So I mean, obviously you have the same thoughts I did, that it's not really something to fight over, that you just say okay, whatever, and move on.
Yeah, like when the Android first came out, and I bought the very first Android, had it delivered like the day that it came out, and I noticed on there it said market. I looked into it, and they had basically said that the App Store was a copyrighted term, and so they called it Android Market. I thought Android Market sounded kind of lame, okay, at the time. It's grown on me over time, right? But I thought it sounded kind of lame, but App Store was copyrighted. Although it's kind of funny. A lot of our news really revolves around Apple or Microsoft.
The big three, right?
Google,
Microsoft, Apple. Yeah.
I mean, what's up with that? So
that's what you get for being $1 billion player in the technology world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's going to come of that, man? What's going to come of that whole battle? I mean, is Microsoft are they just going to go ahead and put one out, or what?
Just a bunch of tomfoolery is what's going to come out of that. I'm not really sure. I don't see how Microsoft can win this. If it's copyrighted, it's copyrighted. There's really not a way around it. I mean, I'm not a copyright lawyer, but this is very low on the important to the world thing. But I just thought it was very interesting how there's actually a legal battle going on. Lawyers are being paid. American dollars are being spent to fight the battle over the term App Store.
Right.
So I just thought that was really interesting.
Well, okay. So I thought about it just in the last 30 seconds. They do kind of have a point, though, because before the iPhone ever came out, app was already, because I'm a programmer, that's my degree. Before iPhone ever came out, we already called programs apps. I mean, that's not like a name they made up. You're like, they're applications, let's make up a new nickname called apps. So I could kind of see where they're coming from, that everybody called them apps before. And then you got apps in a store. But, that falls apart, though, past that to me, because you can take two common terms and put them together. Like if we called our computer company Red Computers. Okay, two very common names, but we can copyright that. We can copyright anything that we want. So I don't know. I don't know where that's going to go, man. I'll just let them battle it out, and hopefully some people will make some money off of it or something. Yeah. Wow. And so let's do a little drum roll for the actual huge news of the day. And I'll let you. You share that. It's gonna be big.
So what's going on tomorrow, March 2nd, is Apple is officially having an iPad event, which there's still some speculation, but obviously it's going to be to announce the new iPad. And there's still rumors, but the closer and closer it gets to launch for any Apple product, or any product for that matter, the more solidified some rumors get.
Exactly.
And you can never be too sure, obviously, until the day it comes
out.
And
you're right.
And Apple is great at that, amongst other companies, but Apple is great at always having a little twist that sometimes never made the rumors or anything like that. So I wanted to talk about a few things you might be able to expect from the new iPad.
And you can tell your friends that you heard it on TechMix.tv last night.
Right.
Steve Jobs is supposed to show up tomorrow, by the way.
Yes,
that's what I've heard. That's one of the rumors. He can say all the stuff. You can roll your eyes and say, I already heard it on TechMix last night. So take it away. What do you think is going to come out of that?
So a few of the things you might look to expect on the new iPad tomorrow are a thinner and lighter design. The iPad's already pretty thin and pretty light and pretty. So the next thing is it might have a dual core processor. We've been talking for a couple of weeks about the next kind of phase where phones and devices are going to go is having dual core processing.
And you heard it first on TechMix.
Right. So nowhere else in the world have they mentioned dual core processing for phones other than here. So we're talking possibly the A5 chip. Right now, currently in the iPhone 4 and in the iPad, they have an A4 chip. So kind of the next evolution from that would be the A5 chip, which is the name of the processor. Something else would be more RAM, which obviously just makes it a quicker machine when you're, got your grubby little hands on it and doing all your stuff. There's going to be a front-facing camera that's going to do FaceTime HD. There's going to be a rear camera so you can walk around and take pictures with it or whatever you're going to do. I don't know how you're going to take pictures with your iPad.
I've heard they're going to actually make it a phone, so you can actually hold it up to your ear like a giant '80s phone.
Yeah, it's like a boombox. You're walking around talking to people, that kind of thing. So that's another one of the things they're talking about. Obviously, there's going to be support for both Verizon and iPhone. There's there's like, oh, never mind. I was gonna go really inappropriate with an analogy, but I'm gonna back off on that. They're estimating that the availability is not going to be immediate. That it's going to be a couple weeks out, which is not uncommon for launches.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of times they just the launch is really just to create hype for the product, not necessarily the product's launching today.
Now this little next piece of thing here, the piece of news here, $399.
That is one of the rumors is the starting price might be a little bit lower, but that could be $399 for an 8 gig.
Right.
Because we've talked about this before on the show. Is the more things are going with these kind of devices, the less and less storage you need.
Right.
Because there's Pandora, Slacker Radio,
Google Docs.
Last.fm. There's Google Docs. There's
Dropbox,
Hulu, Netflix, all kinds of streaming music, streaming movies, everything's streaming. So there's less and less of a need for storage, and more of a need for a quicker device to handle all these processes that you're going to be throwing at it. So super excited about what's going on tomorrow. At my job, I'm sure I'll be working, and by working, just looking at the latest blog updates on what's going on. It's understood almost at my work that whenever something Apple comes out, like for instance, when I went to the iPhone 4 launch, I didn't even have to take the day off work. I mean, everybody knew that I was at the iPhone. I cruised in at about 2:30 p.m., left at 5, and didn't get any guff for it because
before today.
Well, I'm sure. I don't know if anybody I work with is even watching this. So anyway, so that's the deal there.
Well, let's talk about the price for a little bit because the Motorola Xoom has come in at what, $899. And
that has been defended by the CEO that we wanted it at this price and we know it's high, but it's high because it's great.
Yeah, and they have every right to do that. Other companies do that. Apple does that. I mean, but okay, so $899 for the Xoom. We've got the Galaxy Tab is $299 on T-Mobile, but you have to get a 2-year contract, $40 a month data, I believe is what it is. So you pay for a lot of stuff. Man, if they come in at $399, it's going to be another game changer.
Big time.
I mean, seriously.
Big time.
Because now I have the Nook, which is an Android tablet. That's a sweet little tablet. It only costs $249. I mean, that's about as cheap as you can get. It's a great little tablet, high quality.
Well, now
works great, but doesn't have a camera.
Well, it's only a tablet because you made it one, though.
Exactly.
Right. So you can't go buy a tablet for $249. You have to buy a Nook for $249, and then hire some guy like Randy and give him some Big Red and dinner or whatever Randy's payment is.
Big Red.
You're right. Well, I don't know.
What the heck?
Some guy did some work at our house, and all he wanted to be paid in was Big Red. That's where it came from.
Awesome.
Sorry, that was deep back here in the long-term memory. So it takes some rooting of it and really a lot of knowledge. You know, your 15, 20 years of tech knowledge really is what made that into a thing. It's not
45 years of knowledge.
Right. It's not like it comes right into that. So I just wanted to say that because it's not as easy as just going to spend $250 for an Android tablet.
Right, but still $399 for an iPad. I mean, if that, I'm going to be skeptical.
You were willing to buy one for $500.
Well, you know, I wasn't initially, but now all these other tablets come out that are more expensive, which doesn't make any sense. But $399 is a little more. Man, that'd be awesome. So I'd love to see that, man. Any other rumors floating around out there about it?
No. Well, yeah, there's a ton of rumors, but none that we want to address. We had a few questions come in. One of them was, how does it feel to see with your new glasses? And it feels great. Thanks for asking. One of them was, I'm trying to delete some stuff off my computer because I need to clear out space for memory, and I was wondering what type of stuff takes up the most room. What are some good files to delete if you're trying to clear out memory?
Right. Well, gosh, music files, movie files are huge. You may have, like, if you have iTunes and if you have any TV shows you've downloaded or movies that you've bought, or whatever, those things take up a lot. Like,
and even pictures can creep up on you. I mean,
right.
The more and more pictures, and before you know it, you'll have 40, 50 gig of pictures.
Right.
And these aren't necessarily things you want to delete, but these are the things that are going to take up the most space on your hard drive.
Yes. And especially movies that you rented and TV shows that you bought. We have the several episodes of the Sarah Connor Chronicles. I can never say that really fast.
Nice.
The Terminator TV show, which was the best, most awesome show ever. We have some of those, man, and it's like 6 gigabytes, man. That's one way to free up some space. Also, we talked about on one of our earlier shows a product called C Cleaner. And if you'll go to filehippo.com, you can download C Cleaner. It's their #1 download, and that will delete all your temporary files and stuff that, like, Windows forgot is there that you don't need anymore. Your first scan, a lot of times on C Cleaner, your first scan could easily clean up 2 or 3 gigabytes right there of, like, old temp files and stuff like that. You don't need, like, old hotfix uninstallers. You don't need all that stuff. I always delete all those with C Cleaner, and that frees up a ton of space right there. So somebody asked questions. Just asked the question: can you stream TV with a netbook? I'm assuming they mean like Hulu,
like
ABC.com.
Right.
Yeah, totally. You can if you have a good enough netbook. Ours was a Windows XP, the one we spilt the drink on.
Right.
Windows XP, 1 gigabyte of RAM, like a 1.6 gigahertz processor.
Whoa, they're lighting up tonight.
They are. And that streamed it fine. You can demo that in the store. So let me get this real quick.
Yeah, okay.
Give me a second. TechMix.tv, thanks for calling in. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
Hey guys, it's Amber.
Well, hey.
What up, Amber?
It's been a while since I gave a shout out to TechMix, so.
Well, hey, thanks for calling in and giving us a shout out.
Well, hey, I also wanted to say if you guys could do some more demos, I think you're doing one tonight, but if you could do that a little bit more, I think it was great. So maybe you can add that into your showtime.
So you like it when we do the demos?
Yeah, and it was awesome.
I like it when Dom does the demos.
I do too, Randy.
I think one of these shows I'll do a demo of me doing a demo. That way you guys can see kind of how the demos work out. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, she's right. We haven't done like a product demo in a few weeks. We almost did a product demo tonight. We should do one next week. Who cares what it is? Let's just do some kind of demo product.
Yeah, we'll just grab
because that's
something.
when we're most awesome, I think.
We'll do a microphone. We'll demo a microphone.
We'll walk around the studio and demo all of our stuff.
Yeah. Jeez.
Sweet. Well, hey, thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cool, man. Always appreciate the shout-outs. By the way, guys, our phone, 512-843-2835. Nailed it. Give us a call or shoot us a text, and we'd love to get your questions and answer them online. I was talking about streaming TV with the netbook, and
right.
You could demo that. Like if you go to Best Buy to buy one, you could demo it and find out. If it works. Most of them it's going to work pretty well.
Speaking of demos, we have maybe on the next show or the show after we can get a netbook on here, and we did one with a netbook kind of versus iPad, but maybe we can kind of show you that basically, the netbook is a computer, does pretty much everything a computer would do minus play CDs and DVDs, and we can kind of show you all the things that you might want to do on it, and it's stream TV. Connect to a larger screen and play it through that and all that kind of stuff. So we can
pour a soft drink on it.
Pour a soft drink on it. Let your kids lose the pop the keys off of it and all that stuff. So there are a lot of things you can do with it.
Sweet, cool,
sweet action.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about this video that we're fixing to watch?
Sure. Which one are we watching?
Your face page.
Man, we seriously we have a lot of good videos for you guys tonight, and we want to try to get to them all. The first one we're going to watch, it's called "The World is Obsessed with Facebook," and this is just kind of some overall stats, what's going on with Facebook, kind of appropriate with all the first of all with Facebook with the Oscar buzz around social networks. So you guys peep this and let us know what you think. Technical difficulties. You guys, that was the sweetest little blue screen I've ever laid my pretty eyes on. So we're gonna try to get it going here in a sec. Before we get back to the video. Okay, all right. Looks like we're ready to go, you guys. Once again, peep this. Joke's still solid. Let us know what you think. Some really interesting stats. That one at the end blows my mind. 750 million photos uploaded to Facebook over New Year's weekend. Later on in the video, it talks about how there's 1.5 million photo tags, 10 million comments, and that's all within 20 minutes on Facebook. Facebook, obviously, you guys know it's blown up. It's huge. It's just really interesting to see those numbers around it. Well, we talked earlier about a demo, and we like to do product demos, but a lot of other things we like to demo is types of software that you might need that might be helpful to you. And something that's been in here in the news that happened this past week that we didn't actually cover in the news because we wanted to talk about it here in this segment is backing up your email. You always take, it seems like, I mean, I know I do this for sure, is I kind of take it for granted that my email's always going to be out there when I go check it at Gmail, or if you go check it at Yahoo or Hotmail, whatever it is. And we found out for about 40,000 users for Gmail that wasn't the case.
Right.
Gmail just kind of, something happened with those user accounts, and a lot of them got their information back, but not everybody did. So what we want to talk about tonight, and Randy is, he is the sexifier of backup. I mean, when it comes to backup, Randy gets his Barry White voice and kind of a low shades, and I mean, he just makes it sexy. So take it away, Randy.
Well, before I do, we had a comment just now posted on our Facebook. It said, "How do you stream faster than real time? Are you from the future?" Yeah, we're playing backwards in time.
Yeah.
We're actually from later on tonight, playing backwards. The streaming faster than real time has to do with the speed that they rip the DVD. They can rip the DVD that's playing. This is the Hulu technology. They can rip it faster.
Hulu.
Hulu. Yeah.
Hulu does not stream faster than real time.
Kulabyte technology.
Yes.
They actually can rip the DVD and upload it faster than it can play. That's what they're saying. So basically, you can have it play live over the internet just as fast as you can play it, because it pulls it off and uploads it faster than if you were playing it. That's what they say. So that's the answer to that. So yeah.
So they use. Do they actually have a flux capacitor in their server? Yeah. Is that how they do it?
The government outlawed those in the 80s. They don't allow flux capacitors anymore. So.
Unless you jailbreak them.
That's right.
Then you can use them.
That's right.
Okay. That's
well,
enough.
Okay, so we need you guys to send your comments or questions in. 512-843-2835. Text us, call us. We'd love to hear from you. And like Dominic said, okay, guys, the whole idea of backup is not sexy. And I hope that you're not out there going, yawn, another backup.
Because while you're doing that, Randy's in here going, yeah.
That's right. But seriously, this past weekend, 40,000 users lost their Gmail for part of the weekend. Now, did you know this? Google actually, on every single Gmail account, they do tape backup. That is old school, and that is awesome. It's also very reliable.
What's tape backup?
The giant reels of tape. It's all done linear. It goes through a tape machine, and it writes the data. And once you're done, you take it off and you go put it in a giant repository, not suppository, but a giant repository of film. I mean, and of the tape stuff.
So they type out our emails?
Well, no. It's another way. It's like a flash drive, but it's on tape. It's like a reel. You ever seen a reel-to-reel tape? And we're showing our age here. Old guy knows what he's talking about. You're 30. You don't. Not sure. Have you ever seen like a reel-to-reel tape machine?
Uh-huh.
Like an old. That's what they use. They back up our Gmail accounts on reel-to-reel tape machines.
How do they do that?
On a tape machine, I guess. I don't know. So they were able to get the.
Now hold on here.
What?
I'm not comfortable with my emails being on tape.
No, I'm stoked about it. I think that's pretty cool. It's really like the most reliable backup that there is. Supposedly, that's why they use it, right? But here's the deal: they were able to restore these 40,000 people's accounts. Okay, so nobody lost anything, but it brings up a question. What if there's an outage like this again, and they're not able to restore your email account? I mean, I use mine. I have stuff in, I've got documents saved in my Gmail. I've got pictures saved in my Gmail. I've got, people giving me directions to stuff and, all this. I've got all kinds of stuff in my Gmail. What about you, man? You got all kinds of stuff in your Gmail?
Got all kinds of stuff. I have reel-to-reel tapes worth of information in my Gmail.
Wow, you have all your old Yahoo account in your Gmail, right?
Yes. Yeah, I scan the reel-to-reels and plug them in my Gmail. I got attachments, pictures, all kinds of pictures, various links to websites, various text documents.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
So we're basically going to do a real quick run through, and then after the show, we'll have a roadmap. You guys can go find all the stuff. But I kind of broke it up into like 3 parts. There's a part that you could pay for. There's a part you can get free. There's a part that's old school. I guess it's 4 parts. And then what you ought to do to start is go to this particular webpage that I have brought up over here. If you want to, we'll show it there on the screen. Check this out. What it does, it basically looks at your entire Gmail account, and it looks at all of the big attachments. And so I already ran it once today, so they may not like this. But it took 15 minutes. 15 minutes for them to totally go through my entire account. And they're probably going to say, "Hey, we're already buddies." You'll have to grant access, so you don't give them your password. It's all done by OAuth authority. And so here it goes. It's now searching for big mails. And then what it's going to do, if you look over here in my Gmail account, because I did it earlier, check this out. Here's the find big mail. These are the ones that are the absolute biggest, okay? I found your wife had sent a copy of her playing guitar, and it was like 2 hours where, you like advance to like minute 38. It was like a gigabyte. And I'm like, bam, you're out of here. Just saved all kinds of space.
It's probably her calling. Too.
No. She's like, what are you talking about? TechMix.tv, who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
Hey, this is Chris. What's up, Dom?
Hey, what's happening?
Was that you that put the comment on the Facebook?
Yeah, that's
that
me.
was awesome.
Nice.
Thank you. I just had a quick question now. Do you guys know of any programs for the Android that would allow you to sync up your calendar from Gmail onto your Gmail device, kind of like you would your email? You just throw an event in there and then it syncs up with Gmail. Do you know of anything like that?
Are you saying on the Android device?
Yeah, for instance, you go online, you check out your calendar on Gmail, and you throw an appointment in there.
Uh-huh.
Would there be a way for that to kind of go to the phone as well, like you would with Gmail email? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that should. What do you have an Android phone?
Yes.
That should happen automatically, and if you'll go
as far
in,
as the calendar.
yeah,
Right.
the calendar
Okay.
should too. If you
Okay.
go into settings on your Android phone, I believe there's
Okay.
under settings there's a section called accounts and sync, and then if you go into there, there's a place where you can tell it to sync contacts, calendars, and your email, and that that's supposed to be set up automatically.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I see it. Okay, sweet. Well, that works. You
Rock
are the
on.
man.
We
Appreciate
helped
it.
somebody tonight, Dom.
All right, guys, take it easy. Great job.
Hey,
All right.
thanks for calling
Thanks
in,
for
man.
calling in.
Appreciate you
No
watching.
problem.
All right,
No
God
problem.
bless.
Be
You guys
safe
take
home.
it easy. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to this this Find Big Mail. Check out what it did over here in my account. It labeled all mail that's bigger than 100 kilobyte, all mail that's bigger than 500 kilobytes, all mail bigger than 2 megabytes, and then the biggest space wasters on the machine. And then all you have to do is you click on this Find Mail. So there's another of those demo things that I didn't delete. Oh, look, there's you and your wife. Sweet. But here's some things that people had sent me. So I basically have 9 things that are over 500 kilobytes. I mean, over 2 megabytes in size. Here's a picture that my dad sent me. It's actually 2 movies. Okay, and these are also online, so I can go ahead and I can delete those and save the space on my computer. So that's called Find Big Mail. And then once you do that, and I'm going to refresh here. We started this a few minutes ago. They're 18% done. It took 15 minutes this morning to do that. So once you're done there's a couple more options. So now you've kind of cleaned up your mail a little bit. Maybe you had 7 gigabytes you were using, and you've cleaned it down to 5 gigabytes. Well, if you'll go to this other page, check this out. This is called backupify.com. Guys, this page here, this website, man, this gets me all giddy, man, looking at this website because
Here come the shades.
here's the sexy stuff, guys. This website will back up your Gmail. It'll also back up your Twitter account. It'll back up your Facebook account. It'll back up your Flickr account. Now, some people, I was mentioning this to somebody earlier, and you're like, I don't know if I want all my stuff online like that. Either you do or you don't. If you're comfortable with it, it doesn't bother me. I don't mind it being back up here. I put a very long password on it, and it's a random password that nobody could ever guess. So
Is it supercalifragilistic 1 2 3 4?
Yeah, almost.
Okay.
It's San Marcos 1 2 3. Nobody will ever guess that. But it backs up Gmail, Google Docs, Google Sites, Google Calendar, Twitter, Facebook, Flickr, Blogger, Google Contacts, Picasa, and Zoho.
Zoho.
Our new little favorites from a couple weeks ago. backs up Zoho. The pricing on this, it's $5 a month if you use 20 gigabytes. If you just use 2 gigabytes, it's free. So you could just do like your Gmail account, if because a lot of people have less than 2 gigabytes. Just do your Gmail account and bam. Or you can spend $5 a month and do 20 gigabytes. So that's one way to do this. You can spend $5 a month, and you've got now you have your Gmail backed up, which that account would cover it because your Gmail can only have 7.5 gigabytes anyway. And there's a Pro account that's unlimited with 10 users included for $20 a month. That's cheap. I mean, that really is amazing. Like, you could back up like your whole office, you know, everybody have their own account and back up all their stuff, although that's probably not for business. Now, if you're like me,
I like this backupify. Doesn't it sound like a word that George Bush made up? Maybe he was talking about it.
Something about the internets. Yeah, I think so.
About me to back up a five.
That's right.
Somebody's like, boom, business idea.
Wow. Okay,
George Bush changing America after he's not president.
That's right. And so then, so that's the $5 a month way. Now there is a free option, and if you would go to hotmail.com, I want you to check this out. You go to hotmail.com, you can sign up for an email address. I did that today. I signed up for an email address, and then they give you a link. This link allows you. Where's that link I had? Here it is, right here. It's from TrueSwitch, but it's put out by Microsoft. You sign into Hotmail. You sign into your Gmail account. You tell it copy your email, your messages, copy your address book. You can copy your calendar. I would uncheck this one. Tell your contacts about your Hotmail address. You don't want to do that.
You don't want people knowing you still use Hotmail.
That's right. But
what an email snob.
You know what's cool about this though, because Hotmail was like the first one, and back in its day, it was cutting edge. Because see, back in the day, it was a startup, and then Microsoft bought it, and it was like, and it didn't handle spam very well. Well, with the whole Live.com and Windows Live and Windows Live Online and all this stuff, like we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, it's actually pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I don't use it that much, but you can sign up for a Hotmail account, have it transfer over all of your Gmail, and you can even send and receive. I don't know if you can receive, but I know you can send from that Gmail account. And bottom line, you get it all backed up. You know, and then every once in a while you can use your Windows Live. There's a lot of cool stuff on Windows Live. They have iPhone apps and Android apps and stuff. They're really trying. They're really trying hard to put out something cool. So here they go. Okay, so that's the free way. You back up your Gmail using your new created Hotmail account, similar to what you did when you went from Yahoo to Gmail, right?
Yeah.
You entered in your credentials for Yahoo, and it copied them all over to Gmail. Bam. Gmail's now backing up your Yahoo, and they didn't even know that they were doing it.
Well, speaking of that, we actually had a question come in and said, why would you want to change to Gmail if Yahoo never runs out of space?
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
I left Yahoo. They had like 10 megabytes of space or something crazy like that. You know, then they went up to like 250 or something. And at the time, Gmail was offering 2 gigabytes.
Right.
So now Yahoo's unlimited.
It's unlimited.
Well, sweet action.
Yeah.
Okay, why would I go to Gmail? Because Gmail has a fantastic spam blocker. That's another thing that you may not think is sexy, but Dominic and I think is sexy. The Gmail spam blocker is fantastic. I very rarely do I get spam in my inbox, and very rarely do I get inbox in my spam. You know, it's very rare that the two mix. I have a Yahoo account. I don't get that much spam. They've really come a long way since I officially left my Yahoo several years ago. You know, I actually went on eBay and I paid like $5 or something like that for a Gmail invite, like way back in the day when it was invite only. So because I've loved Gmail ever since. So that would be the only reason.
Yeah.
So, and if you have a Gmail account, it's a little more cooler and hip than a Yahoo account. But
yeah,
you know, Yahoo's proven itself.
You don't want to be a Yahoo. You want to be a G.
That's right.
Am I right?
Let's don't ever say that again.
That's rough.
That was rough.
I'll put that on our blog.
That's right.
So you guys can
We're going to tweet
friends.
that. So that's the online version. And dude, check this out. Hotmail today, when I did the here it is right here. when I did this TrueSync thing, it came back with a message and it said, we will have all your stuff transferred within 24 hours. And I'm like, wow, that is so cool. Okay, so there's one more option that I'm not going to show you here. The other option, and we'll put up some stuff on our blog. The other option is to go and download Thunderbird. Have you heard of Thunderbird before?
Yes.
It's an email client Mozilla puts out. It works on Linux. It works on OS X. It works on Windows. And basically, the third option is to download Thunderbird, install it on your computer, and then you go into Gmail. You allow it to download pop messages. You tell it, though, to leave the pop messages on the server, and we'll put a link up for this. You set up Thunderbird to attach it. We won't. We will. So you tell Thunderbird to go get the Gmail. Thunderbird will download all of it into your onto your computer, and then you have a backup. If something goes wrong, you have it on your computer. Now you never can get it back to Gmail if it gets lost, but at least you have a copy on your computer. You could also use your Apple Mail for this. I've done that before. Use your Apple Mail to back up, or Outlook. I don't know who uses Outlook Express anymore. If they don't even have that anymore. Like on the newer computers, it's all Windows Live stuff. So, but that's just one way, or a few ways right there that you can back up your Gmail account, and you don't want to be left hanging high and dry with some stuff that you count on. So not sexy, but it's very important that you do that, and hope
sexy.
some of that stuff works out for you. We got a question or something come in?
Yes, we did. We had a few questions come in. The person we called the Yahoo, I don't think they appreciated it. So
we didn't mean it as a bad thing.
It
Plus,
truly,
it was Dominic that
thing.
said that.
And Yahoo, to Randy's point, Yahoo has taken huge steps in things they've done and services they offer, and the way their email page is organized. They've really made great strides. A question came in that says someone's recently downloaded Skyfire for the iPad. So I don't know if you know what Skyfire is, but it's an app that allows you to view Flash on the iPad and the iPhone.
Yes.
So he says he's recently downloaded Skyfire for the iPad, and he wants to know if Steve Jobs will kiss and make up with Adobe so he can view Flash through Safari. He thanks us for doing the show. I think the answer is no. I don't think Steve Jobs will ever kiss and make up with Adobe. I think that train has sailed, if you know what I mean. And I think that HTML5 is really kind of the future of the web. We've talked about that before. And, I don't know if Flash is ever going to be really gone from the web, but there's more and more code being written that really is kind of removing the need for Flash, and websites more and more are not having to rely so heavily on Flash. Mm-hmm. It's a good question.
Yeah, it's a great question. And
yeah, I agree. It's a great question.
And I don't know that they ever will kiss and make up. I'd love to see them do that. There has been, though, this ongoing problem. At least 10 years back, there's been an ongoing problem with Flash causing battery drain. And even right now, the Windows 7 phones have come out. Flash is not ready for that. Personally, I say go ahead and support it. My Android phones have it. I love being able to look at any website, and not having to get the little box with a question mark or whatever. But I also run Dolphin browser, which turns it off as soon as you're done with it, and it only turns it on when you need it. So I don't see like this big reduction in battery life. In the meantime, in the next, it'll probably be at least 5 years or 2 years until we're totally switched over to HTML5. So anyway, great question. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the video we're about to see, man?
Which one is it now?
The Nokia one.
Oh, this is what we wanted to show for a couple of shows now. This is the Nokia torture test. This is a certain phone. We talked about how Nokia has a lot of things going on kind of outside the U.S., and we never really get to see that here because they don't really push the market here. So we want to show you this phone that Nokia has and kind of the things they put it through, and watch what it does. Peep this.
Yeah, before we play it, though, we got to do a little warning. It's made like in Scandinavia, and there's like a dude wearing a Speedo in it, okay?
I think it's me, actually, in that video.
If you haven't thrown up by the time it's over, we're not going to play the whole thing either, so because it's like 6 minutes long. But This is why I went and bought 10 shares of Nokia when they announced the deal with Microsoft, because Nokia makes incredible phones, and this thing shows it. So check this out.
Peep this.
Nokia N8 – один из самых ярких аппаратов последнего времени. В голосовании за лучший гаджет года 2010.
Wow.
Okay, sorry guys, we're having some technical difficulties. Once again, we're going to try to get it going before we want to show you guys at least one video before we get out of here. So give us half a second. Okay, we're going to try to go to the video and go.
Nokia N8 – один из самых ярких аппаратов последнего времени. В голосовании за лучший
Sorry, guys. Doesn't look like we're going to have any video for you guys tonight. Man, this night has gotten away from us, man. All you guys texting in and calling in and Facebooking in and email. We love that, you guys. We love answering your questions. That's why we do this, so you guys can get your questions answered and things you want to know talked about. Before we go, we got to mention our sponsors again, man. These guys, Panhandler, yes, they sponsor us, but we really like those guys there. Love their food. Love what they got going on. We have a few names that.
Why don't we show a couple minutes of the video, and we'll do the get the names picked out. How about that?
And away we go.
So I think it's going to work this time.
Nokia N8 – один из самых ярких аппаратов последнего времени. В голосовании за лучший гаджет года 2010 по версии пользователей Mail.ru этот аппарат борется за звание лучшего сразу в 3 номинациях. Грех не испытать такой хит на выносливость. Первым испытанием стали ключи и нож для бумаги, как альтернатива тому, с чем телефоном обычно приходится уживаться в сумках и карманах. Здесь Nokia, несомненно, повезло. Корпус сделан из анодированного алюминия. Если кто не знает, в результате анодирования на алюминии образуется плотная и жесткая защитная пленка. Такое покрытие является химически стабильным и не подвергается коррозии. Обработанный таким образом алюминий не меняет цвет и обладает высокой твердостью и износостойкостью. Как говорится, что и требовалось доказать. Ключи царапин на корпусе не оставили. Не менее устойчивым оказалось и стекло. Ни ножа, ни ключей экран не испугался. Так что такой трюк можно смело повторять самостоятельно. Вторым экспериментом стала заморозка. Аппарат был заперт в морозилке на сутки при температуре минус 15. Не шутка, знаете ли. А как иначе узнать, выживет ли Nokia, если обронить ее, допустим, в сугроб?
I really
Там и забыть.
believe in a lot of the phones I've had, and I wouldn't do any of the things they were doing.
I know.
I don't even put the phone or the pocket that my phone goes in. Nothing else goes in that
Exactly,
pocket ever.
exactly.
Maybe sometimes I'll put like a cotton ball in there.
Or
Maybe.
a furry rabbit.
Well, I like to carry cotton balls every now and then. You never know when you're gonna need a cotton
Keeps
ball.
your Kindle from rubbing up against your phone. I understand.
I'm sorry. I don't get it. All right. So what we want to do now is we mentioned our sponsor right before the end of or before we went into that video.
Panhandler Pizza.
Panhandler Pizza. That was Randy's backup voice. Do it again.
Panhandler Pizza.
You need to back up a 5. All right. So we have our list of people We actually got a pretty good list of people who have called in, texted in, tweeted in, emailed in, Facebooked in, and here we're going to go with our. Oh, I forgot to put numbers.
Yeah, and did you eliminate the people that have already won?
Yep.
Which, by the way, one of those guys said they were going to be listening tonight, and they didn't.
I know.
And we know who you are.
Okay, so Randy, I need you to pick a number between 1 and 6.
That includes the phone call?
Yes.
That's some crazy action. Okay, here we go. You have them in random order, right?
Completely random.
Okay. Good old 3 never fails.
Number 3, Eric. You
right.
are the winner of the TechMix.tv branded Panhandler Pizza gift certificate. Congratulations for winning that. You can use that in one of 2 locations here in South Texas. That's San Marcos, Texas, and New Braunfels. That's Panhandler Pizza Man. Before we sign off, Randy, I know you got something laid on.
Well, that's Eric that works at Apple, right?
Yes.
Man, we should get him on the show.
We should get him on the show.
Come take your gift certificate.
I don't think he can be on the show.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
maybe
they can't do
we
that.
could put one of those black bars over his face.
Wow.
We could change his voice. Hi, I work at Apple. No? Dang it.
We should use your backup voice for his voice.
Hi, I work at Apple.
Wow. All right, you guys. Well, hey, it's been an awesome hour. It flew away from us. We had so much fun with you guys tonight. Thanks so much for being here with us on Tuesday night, TechMix.tv. You guys have a great week. Think TechMix.tv this week. Let us know what you think in Twitter and Face page about the iPad 2 launch tomorrow. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much.
See you later.
Okay. Miss you guys.
Have a great week.
Okay, we'll see ya.